Hi guys, it is currently 11:15 in the evening, and it is so hot in this house that there is no way I'm going to be able to fall asleep, so what the heck, let's make a video, huh? So now I gotta talk about the three new Texas Chainsaw movies, because I never made that part 2. So, first of all, the '03 remake, pardon me. So, before I saw this movie, I actually wasn't looking forward to seeing it, not because of reviews or anything like that. I just thought it would be exactly like the relationship of the Nightmare on Elm Street remake to the original Nightmare on Elm Street, because I know for a fact that these two movies are actually very alike in terms of plot and characters, so I was thinking that this movie would be the same. So I did something that I hadn't done since I watched first started investigating the original Texas Chainsaw movie. I watched the trailer before I saw the movie. And from the trailer, I got the feeling that this movie would be different enough that I'd be able to take it on its own right and not think of it as just a remake with the same plot and everything like that. And I ended up being right. This movie was vastly different from the original, and I gotta admit, while some people don't like it, I actually really preferred all of this stuff. This movie is actually my favorite out of all 7 Texas Chainsaw movies, to tell you the truth. So, what did I like about this movie? Well, I actually liked this group of teenagers because they all work with each other a heck of a lot better. Oh yeah, that's nice. You just fall off in the middle of the video. Thank you! So first of all, what did I like about this movie? I liked every single character in here. They just all worked a lot better. I mean, like, Leatherface's family worked together a heck of a lot better. The main protagonists all worked together a lot, and you got the feeling that there's a bit of a history to them. I mean, like, just people wandering around like they were in the first movie. It was stupid, but illegal drug smuggling operation. One of them was in jail at one point. And a couple of them, you don't have knives on them. That's a lot better. Come on. And then Leatherface's family, though all weird in a certain way, because, you know, the guy who lost his legs, you get the opinion that his personality kind of changed after the event. And the fact that he also knows about Leatherface. Ollie Ermey's character, I don't have to discuss him. All of those women, you get the idea that there's just something off with them, and then Leatherface, making him a lot muscular and like over 6 feet tall, and a lot more menacing and all that, that was just a lot better, and making it so his face has, you know, a disease that eats away at the skin and all that, that makes it more realistic, and doesn't make him stupid. I mean, like, the Leatherface that's in the original, okay, I would be scared, but only if he had a sharp object and, like, was running at you. Here, just looking at him without a sharp object, I'd be scared of him, okay? Come on! It's kind of like an example I do of, big, strong, white guy running at you rather than a big, strong black guy running at you. I think, and I am not trying to be offensive, I think a big, strong black guy running at you would be a lot scarier. Which is why I like how they made the Kingpin black in the movie Daredevil. Okay, so, also, I liked how this movie switched locations a couple of times and how there were a couple of different battles going on because a couple of the characters were getting killed off by Leatherface and then a couple of them were getting killed by Ollie Ermey. The ending was just a lot better, and I also love that scene with Jessica Biel's character and her only other friend where she kills him. That was a powerful scene. When I saw that, I just go, oh. And I really wish Alien vs. Predator had used this scene, because you gotta remember at Alien vs. Predator, when Lex is in the position where she's about to kill the last person, she isn't able to. The chestburster bursts out of him. I really wish she had killed him. That would have made the scene a lot better. Okay, so, is there anything else I could talk about that I really enjoyed about this movie? No, not really. I think you guys would all know what I'm talking about. Now, other flaws with it, kind of, but I'm having a tough time remembering them now because I really enjoy this movie. I'm able to look past the flaws. Mainly, it's just the same weakness that I have with the first movie, in that I feel like there was more to this family that they're not telling me. Now, I know the purpose of this movie and the original is not to provide a backstory and just is trying to be a movie, but I always feel this way when it comes to these movies and several other movies where we don't get a background to the villain. I guess I just always want a motivation when I know that's not the purpose and we don't exactly need one. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel when I see the original Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween. I'm sorry that I'm making a lot of these references. I just think that it'll help you understand where I'm coming from. So this movie gets 4 out of 5 on both scales. You can tell that I liked it. So moving on to Texas Chainsaw: The Beginning. Well, this movie has some good points to it and all that, but I don't particularly like it because, like with Top Shot Season 4 and Big Brother 2, this movie had an omnipresent negative atmosphere that just made me feel depressed while I was watching it. I just couldn't get totally enthusiastic about it. Now, the worst is where I go, oh man, I'm nervous about this character, and ooh, like I feel in every Chainsaw movie, but the fact that I just felt extremely depressed while watching it kind of got to me. It's just disappointing whenever I feel this way about a movie. Now, I do like that in this film that we get backstory to Leatherface's family. You know, what happened to Leatherface, how they, started doing their crimes against the rest of humanity, how the character that lost his legs, lost his legs, how Ollie Ermey became a sheriff, because somebody like that does not become a sheriff under his own merit, So that was pretty interesting to see and all that. But, okay, so, there are all flaws with this movie. One, the fact that it's a prequel, you can tell that in this film, actually, the protagonists all have to die. So that was kind of disappointing because I gotta admit, I got used to seeing one person always surviving, so yeah, that sucked. Leatherface cutting off the guy's legs and all of that. Now, they're doing it because of the bullet wound. Why are you guys worried about the bullet wound and taking them, to a hospital and all of that? Because here's what I'm thinking. Are you guys worried about your actions being uncovered? Well, since you killed the biker and are gonna kill all the other people there, just take the guy with the bullet wound to the hospital and tell them the truth that one of the biker guys shot him. That's all you have to do. Given their nature earlier in the movie, it shouldn't come as a surprise. And then, after Leatherface cuts off the first leg and injures the second one, Ollie Ermey is just going, now that'll get infected, even him up. Dude, I think first of all, a bullet wound and the entire leg getting cut off, albeit below the knee, is just as likely to get infected as a huge cut like that. So, yeah. And shouldn't that guy also, kind of pass out due to loss of blood? Just that whole scene, it just seems strange. Now, they do have to explain how he loses the leg, and I bet we could have all seen this scene coming, but it feels kind of just sloppy. And then also that Sheriff Ollie Ermey kills. Well, that guy did mention that he had a family, or a bunch of friends, didn't he? So why does nobody come after him? Then Ollie Ermey's backstory. Now, that's an interesting backstory, but the way he's saying it, just, the way his character talks in this movie, it's kind of hard to understand it if you don't have subtitles. I streamed this and every other movie, so I'm at a disadvantage. Finally, he's complaining about, that character, what's his face, I forget his name, well, burning his draft card and all that, and he's like, well, you're doing a bad offense to your country and all that. Well, dude, you ate a lot of your fellow human beings, while you were in the army, so that kind of just seems out of character. You're upholding national honor and all that when you're just killing human beings, purely because you like to? And you're housing, well, let's be honest, a maniac. And finally, I honestly feel like this was a sequel that was sort of turned into a prequel. I think that this would have been a much better movie had we seen, cops trying to take down the Hewitt family down like they were sort of doing at the end of the remake, except the guy reporting the scene gets killed by Leatherface. So, if you guys like this movie, I don't really mind if you do, but I personally didn't like it. So, I think honestly, I'm currently giving this 2 stars. I don't know why I'm not giving it 3. It's just, I don't feel like I can. Yeah. So moving on to Texas Chainsaw 3D. Now, given how different this movie was, I again checked the trailer, but the trailer wasn't enough for me because I could tell that this movie was going to be different, more modern and all that, but it just wasn't enough. I couldn't understand, what the characters' positions were and all that, so I began to watch the movie, and I got the feeling that actually I was going to like this at a different style of Texas Chainsaw and all that. And when I finished it, I go, actually, yeah, I did end up liking it. Because, like with the remake, I really liked these groups of protagonists and their relations to each other and all that. And I like how one of them actually ended up turning to double-cross the others, because that's something the other movies haven't stepped into and all that. It makes it more complex. And this is, I think, the only movie where I actually didn't want any of that group of 5 people to die, because in every other movie, there was always a protagonist that, when they died, I just go, who cares? Or, come on, let's get rid of the annoying people. But here, I felt they all had a purpose, and I just hated seeing them go out and all of that. What else? Having it also be about the town that's around near Leatherface's house was actually fairly interesting. I know that a plot has been done like this before for other movies, but I just like what they did with it and all of that. Because, like, adding in that black sheriff that's white, police guy turned mayor and all that just added more dimensions and more people. I just thought that was interesting. The modern atmosphere actually didn't hurt the movie too much, albeit there are various continuity errors, like the fact that if this movie really did take place in a modern setting, Leatherface would probably be close to 60 and all that, and yet he's running around like he's 35. Yeah. And then also, Heather, by that same time gap, Heather shouldn't be, getting into her 20s. She should be a fully grown adult. And then where did the second family of that's close to the Sawyers come from? And how did the family grow from 4 people to, like, 14? How did that happen? Yeah, so I gotta admit, that beginning was kind of sloppy, even though I did enjoy it, because I could tell that this was going to be a different type of movie. Okay, 2 more gripes. First of all, what's her face? The chick that died, I think it's Tammy or Nikki. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. Okay, her death was completely stupid. I mean, it's plausible. Oh, for crying out loud. If you holding a gun and all of that, and the way they have guns and all that, you don't need to do too much of a trigger pull for lots of them to get the pull and all that, and then if you flinch, you are likely to pull the trigger, but it seemed like the producers couldn't think of a good way to kill her off, so they just decided, well, let's bring in the cop in there, have him kill her, and just show Mr. Idiot White Mayor and all that, just show, oh, it didn't happen and all that, and just... I hated that death, because 1, I liked the character, 2, I thought it was sloppy, and just, it's too different. Have Leatherface kill her and all that. Just, yeah, why didn't he kill her? Why did he, put her in the freezer box? Hated that. And then finally, the ending of the movie. Now, I like the message, but there is one problem. Why is Heather staying with Leatherface when she forgets that he killed 2 of her friends and was about to kill a 3rd? What? If somebody, even if he turned out to be a relative, albeit unknowingly, killed 2 of my friends, I probably wouldn't forgive him, even though he did save your life and all that. You know, you can't forgive him that easily. Right? So, I did like the movie, but I do admit that there's problems with it. So, I rated this 4 stars on Amazon, but I could have just as easily rated it 3 stars, to tell you the truth. So, I think that sums it up. Alright, so that concludes my thoughts on the Texas Chainsaw movie franchise. Pretty interesting franchise, way different from other horror franchises that I've sort of grown accustomed to based on what I've seen of the others and all that. Now, you guys have to remember something. My opinion is just one version of the opinion out there. You could possibly agree with the way I feel about the majority of these movies, or you could completely agree with the way I think about every single one of them. I don't really mind that. You just gotta remember that there's another opinion out there, because... never mind. You guys know what I'm talking about. Well, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this horror movie franchise, and hopefully I'll be able to get more non-TV show videos up in the future. Sorry about that.